Nigel Cecil, calling things out as you like it, especially for his fair-minded friends.
Hello, Chakaboutis. Thank you for joining me, Nigel Cecil, responding as I usually do with my info entertainment videos on this channel to the most important contributors, you, who sent in your observations, comments and requests for my advice. Now, I mentioned info entertainment style, but Hillary said, Nigel, in this particular video, subdue the entertainment bit, because the comments you've received concern videos 164, 167 and 169. Now, they concerned variety artists entertainers who are members of Equity. Equity, the trade union for professional actors, variety artists and other creatives across the United Kingdom. And they pose an interesting question, because recently Equity has sidelined variety branches. You might say, well, is that important? Well, when you consider the observations and comments we've had, haven't we, Hillary, it does seem rather important to variety entertainers, because they say, Nigel, Equity says, incorporating the Variety Artists Federation. Where is it? We've looked everywhere in Equity over what's happened in the past year, and there doesn't seem to be any evidence that using the name incorporating the Variety Artists Federation has any impact on the services Equity provides for entertainers and variety artists. And they've gone back historically. Yes, I know. You shouldn't really mention history, should you? But unless you know your starting point and the reasons from where you started and where you are now, you won't be able to say, excuse me, that's not where we expected to be. And indeed, I have to thank Tony and Gillian, because they got in touch and sent in a whole host of information about the Variety Artists Federation. Just have a look at this. Wonderful. I hope you agree with moi that it's good to be able to show you an original Variety Artists Federation Variety Artists membership card from 1910. And did you notice the death levy stamps? How times have changed, eh? But I also received with that information facts and background that gave some idea as to what the thinking was between Equity and the Variety Artists Federation, which led to their incorporation. And it prompts the situation of today being reflected back then with the comments sent in by my fair-minded and equitable friends. and that boils down to, do these three groups agree? Do they think everything is in their best interests or compliance with the law? That's Equity, entertainers, artists, variety artists, and the certification officer. And I can hear some already saying, who or what is the certification officer? Well, that's the body set up by the government. Well, if you want to know more, please Google. But can I do a summary, Hillary? Yes, in very quick summary, the body set up by the government to overlook the application of the law relating to trade unions, finances, and the rules of the unions, and how they are applied. I think that's right, isn't it, Hillary? So how does this all come together? What's it to do with history? Well, you see, the original concept of the VAF joining with Equity realised that variety entertainers were mainly self-employed sole traders to the greatest extent, probably some 90% or more. Now, joining with actors who have a different concept of workers meant that two different bodies were coming together. Whilst they were united with showbiz matters, the way they gained employment and the way they were employed was different. So that meant when they incorporated, a separate department was formed to look after the interests of those self-employed sole traders, variety artists, entertainers. It had their own assistant secretary variety, their own staff variety organisers, and variety branches. So independent of the actors who were engaged as workers in a different capacity, variety artists were recognised as being something different, though they could all join together with the common purpose of being engaged in entertainment. Now, you might say, well, yes, that's what led to variety branches, because you see, when you look at the very unfortunate, and I hope there are very good outcomes because they deserve it, with the current industrial action that's about to take place at the ENO, the workers there were balloted on the shop floor. The workers at the ENO across all the unions were balloted because the ENO had a workplace. You could have workplace meetings. But where do variety artists meet for their workplace meetings? Oh, we'll have a meeting at that care home, shall we? Yes, well, we only work there one day every month. Oh, we'll have a meeting at that club. We only work there one day a month. There are no workplaces as such compared with what there are for actors in theatres. And so variety branches became the local workplace where all the variety acts could get together, the entertainers, and discuss the clubs, the agents, what was going up, what was going down, and also, because of their very nature, have a social as well. Because the one thing you need in the entertainment biz is that security of knowing you are a family with others who understand you. And that's what variety branches sought to do with their shows and their benevolent funds. So the variety branches in reality were the variety entertainers' shop floor. And so given that, if the variety branches disappear and you look now, variety artists are going to say, which they are saying, those entertainers who are self-employed small traders, excuse me, what are we to do with this global agenda, totally inclusive agenda with inequity? Because our particular circumstances of employment don't appear to be recognised. Now, considering this, it was brought to my attention the latest report from the certification officer, the report for 2022 and 2023. You've left it here for me, have you, Hilary? We'll put it on the screen, but I'll read it for you. To enter an organisation on the list, I must be satisfied that it meets the definition in sections 1 or 122 of the 1992 Act. Trade unions must be wholly or mainly comprised of workers and must show that they represent those workers collectively with an employer. A worker is defined by the 1992 Act as someone working or seeking to work under a contract of employment. Therefore, it excludes people who might be termed self-employed or sole traders. And this gives rise to the original question sent to moi by my fair-minded and equitable friends. Nigel, when you look at equity now, it is extremely difficult, if not almost impossible, to see how the incorporation of the Variety Artists Federation and equity actually exists, other than it's in the title. And does this now mean that variety artists and entertainers, those who might be termed self-employed or sole traders, are now not being looked after by equity in accordance with the law because they've done away with the variety structure, the variety organisers, the variety branches. So that's the question. What do you think? Please let me know, because I, for one, would be interested to learn of your views. But now it's time for the Jokeroonie, isn't it, Hilary? Jokeroonie, Hilary. Why are you looking at why like that? What? you thought I'd just ramble on? Indeed, because Hilary is reminding me this is not really entertainment, because it's raising a serious question. No Jokeroonie from Nigel this time, because this issue is serious. So may we finish off with that caption from video 169, Hilary, which said, variety, equity, to be or not to be. That is the question. Over to you, everyone. Please let me know what you think. Thank you.